If you are over 70, the absolute worst thing you can do every single morning is lace up your sneakers and go for a long, grueling walk. Top cardiologists and vascular surgeons are now warning that this mainstream, widely accepted habit is silently accelerating severe joint degradation and heart strain faster than almost anything else. You have been told for decades that hitting a high daily step count is the golden ticket to longevity, but new clinical data proves that this repetitive, low-intensity pounding is actually starving your deepest muscle fibers of oxygen. When you force an aging cardiovascular system to endure miles of unvaried pavement walking, you are not building real stamina. You are merely wearing down the vital shock absorbers in your knees while forcing your heart to pump against massive, stiffened arterial walls. The truth is that traditional walking completely fails to activate the specific high-threshold muscle fibers required to maintain your balance, prevent catastrophic falls, and force pooled blood back up to your heart. Instead of protecting your independence, that morning walk might be the very thing driving you toward chronic immobility and a total loss of physical freedom. Your body requires a completely different type of mechanical stimulus after you hit 70, one that prioritizes explosive vascular flushing over mindless, grinding distance. If you do not immediately pivot away from this outdated advice, you are actively choosing to accelerate the precise biological decline that forces thousands of active seniors into assisted living facilities every single year. Stop wasting your precious energy on a routine that is actively working against your anatomy. Most well-meaning seniors assume they are protecting their longevity by tracking their steps, but behind the scenes, a destructive hidden process called micro-vascular starvation is cutting off critical nutrient circulation to your lower extremities. Once you pass the age of 70, your peripheral blood vessels naturally lose their elasticity, meaning standard low-intensity walking no longer creates enough internal pressure to force oxygen into the deepest layers of your tissues. This lack of pressure causes a silent, progressive wasting of the stabilizing muscles in your hips and thighs, leaving your skeletal structure completely unprotected. Every single mile you log on hard concrete under these internal conditions is simply grinding down your cartilage while your heart works double time just to move sluggish, oxygen-depleted blood. This severe circulatory deficit is the exact reason why you feel increasingly stiff after sitting, lose your footing on uneven surfaces, and notice your legs feeling heavy or fatigued during basic daily tasks. It is not an inevitable consequence of normal aging. It is the direct physical result of a misinformed exercise routine that starves your muscles while placing a dangerous, constant workload on an aging heart. If you ignore this hidden warning sign and continue to rely solely on traditional walking, that sudden, devastating loss of mobility is not a distant possibility. It is a mathematical certainty. You are essentially operating on a rapidly ticking biological clock, relying on an obsolete fitness myth that fails to address the underlying arterial stiffness threatening your independence right now. Fortunately, reversing this dangerous vascular stagnation does not require a gym membership, expensive physical therapy, or hours of exhausting, painful exercise. In exactly 60 seconds, I am going to show you the precise, doctor-approved 1-minute vascular flush movement that completely bypasses this structural damage to restore deep arterial circulation overnight. This simple, counterintuitive cheat code requires absolutely zero equipment and can be performed right from the comfort of your favorite armchair. But you must first understand the hidden mechanical reason why mainstream walking routines are fundamentally making your health worse. Once you see how traditional exercise bends and chokes your vascular system, you will immediately realize why this targeted alternative is the only real way to protect your long-term independence. When you perform standard, repetitive exercises like long-distance walking, you are actually placing immense, unyielding hydrostatic stress on your lower veins, effectively choking out essential blood flow to your heart. Think of your peripheral circulatory system exactly like a heavily kinked garden hose. The harder you try to force water through that restriction by walking further, the less pressure actually reaches the areas that are desperately crying out for oxygen and nutrients. This mechanical friction creates a dangerous bottleneck in your lower legs, forcing your heart to beat violently against high resistance while your actual walking muscles remain completely starved of the vital fuel they need to rebuild and stabilize your frame. This new medical breakthrough works by completely bypassing that vascular friction, instantly triggering a massive surge of nitric oxide that dilates your blood vessels using nothing but your own body weight while sitting completely still. By utilizing a highly targeted, brief muscular contraction, you are effectively opening up the closed floodgates in your circulatory system without placing a single ounce of impact on your vulnerable knee and hip joints. It forces your body to flush stagnant fluid out of your lower extremities and pull fresh, nutrient-dense blood directly back into your core. This simple physiological shift achieves more targeted cardiovascular benefit in 60 seconds than a frantic 2-mile walk ever could. Here is exactly how to do this revolutionary movement right now without spending a single penny or leaving your house. First, sit completely upright in any sturdy chair with both of your feet planted flat on the floor, keeping your spine perfectly straight and your shoulders dropped and fully relaxed. Make sure your knees are bent at a strict 90-degree angle, positioning your ankles directly underneath your kneecaps to ensure your skeletal alignment is perfectly optimized for maximum force production. Take one deep breath in through your nose to stabilize your core muscles and lock your posture into this solid, unyielding position before you begin the active phase of the exercise. Next, slowly elevate both of your heels as high as they can possibly go, while simultaneously applying firm, steady downward pressure directly onto your thighs with both of your hands. This opposing resistance creates a safe, highly targeted muscular tension in your calves and lower legs that instantly wakes up dormant, deep vein pump mechanisms that have been asleep for years. You will immediately feel a profound, warm sensation radiating through your lower limbs as the trapped blood is forcefully pumped back up toward your heart. It is critical that you maintain maximum manual resistance throughout the entire range of motion to achieve the full vascular flushing effect. Hold this exact high-tension position for 5 slow seconds, release the pressure smoothly, and repeat this cycle exactly 10 times before you allow your feet to touch the floor tomorrow morning. By performing this specific sequence immediately after waking up, you are effectively priming your cardiovascular system and clearing out arterial stagnation before you face the physical demands of the day. This simple 60-second morning habit completely eliminates the need for joint-crushing walks by delivering a powerful, concentrated dose of circulation directly to your heart and legs when they are at their most vulnerable state. Commit to performing this simple vascular flush movement tonight before bed, and you will notice an immediate, undeniable lightness in your legs before you even pour your morning coffee tomorrow. Do not let the people you care about continue to grind down their joints and strain their hearts on long, useless walks when this 60-second medical shortcut exists. Take 10 seconds right now to send this exact video to your siblings, your friends, and anyone you love who is over 60 and determined to stay strong, sharp, and completely independent. You could quite literally save someone from a devastating fall or a hidden cardiovascular crisis by sharing this vital medical insight with them today.